It is a time of peace between human and Zin, a tenuous peace nearly shattered by a recent revelation. The Zinti Patriarch received information that centuries ago, during the Man-Zin Wars, puppeteers secretly aided the humans. Insane with rage, the Patriarch decreed that all puppeteers must die. Plotting puppeteer extermination, he sent a planet-destroying warship to annihilate the puppeteer fleet of worlds. Fortunately, a band of 3 unlikely companions, Sika, Miranda, and Quinn, discovered these plans and determined to thwart them. In their stolen spacecraft, the Lance of Truth, and with puppeteer guidance, our heroes set out to explore Ringworld, searching for technology that would assist them. Using artifacts recovered from their expedition, our heroes destroyed the Zinti warship with an antimatter explosion. Meanwhile, another power claims Ringworld as its jurisdiction. The commander of this force is General Carson Teal. His flagship, the Juggernaut, hovers in space near Ringworld.
You're certain this information is correct? This transport device, it actually exists?
Yes, General. I've studied it up close. If everything goes according to plan, you, or shall I say we, will soon possess the components necessary to make it operational.
If this stepping disc device, as you call it, does in fact lead to other worlds, I must gain exclusive control of it.
Yes, General, but do not forget, there is another discovery of equal importance that would be most prudent to investigate.
The Noctipun ship. Yes. Imagine a perfectly preserved billion-year-old spaceship. Sounds like a fascinating antique. The Arm will be pleased with my discovery.
Accept it as a token of my good faith. You will find the ship right where I have indicated.
I've been curious about something, Webster. Puppeteer assistance is never without its price. What's in this for you?
My presence on this mission suggests that I am either suicidal, which I am not, or truthful. The experimentalist hindmost is somewhere on the Ringworld. I intend to find and retrieve the rightful ruler of my people. All I ask in return is that you assist me in the recovery.
General Teal, you asked me to inform you when the pilots were ready.
Very good. Alert the flight deck. I'm on my way. Tell the communications officer to contact our base on Ringworld and inform them of my departure.
Yes, General. Meanwhile, near the puppeteer fleet of worlds. This stepping disk reminds you of your recent narrow escape from the antimatter explosion. An automated wardrobe dressing unit. A general-purpose table that also serves as a storage locker. A gravity flotation bed. A food replicator and info terminal manufactured by Donovan's Shipboard Systems. A general-purpose desk. This is a stasis negator gun you picked up on your previous trip to Ringworld. These doors lead to the lift. This door leads to a general science lab. The storage compartment is empty, another indication that this ship was launched in haste. It looks just like the one in your quarters. A Slaver psionic amplification helmet. An algorithmic array console. A hyperconducting attractor unit. A rotational infarction transducer. A reader device. An induction equalization apparatus. A multi-timbral linear arithmetic synthesis sound module. If you remove this from its testing harness, You will undermine the test Miranda is currently running. This transducer is doing its job right where it is. It's busy running a test routine. Miranda won't want you meddling with it. Seeker is busy reprogramming the astrogation computer. Miranda appears to be preoccupied keeping vital ship systems online.
Can I ask you something?
Quinn, where have you been? Our little antimatter explosion may have destroyed the Patriarch's planet killer, but it also sent our ship system buffers into overload. While you were sleeping in, Seeker and I have been frantic trying to keep the Lance of Truth space-worthy. I have most of the engineering systems back online, but the quantum drive went into stasis, and I can't get the field to reset.
How can I help?
Find some way to disable the stasis field on the quantum drive. And while you're at it, find out if Seeker is having any problems with the astrogation system.
I'll see what I can do.
Miranda, Quinn must be updated. Tell him the other news.
Other news?
We've got another little problem, Quinn. All of the comm channels are abuzz about us. We're wanted for the theft of Lance of Truth. The Patriarch has a price on our heads. Even the puppeteers have offered a reward for our capture and the return of our cargo.
They have branded us criminals.
Criminals? Didn't we just prevent an interstellar war? They should be calling us heroes.
The Patriarchy will deny everything. We conveniently destroyed the evidence that would have cleared our names.
Huh. I guess I should have expected that. Now the puppeteers think we're at their mercy.
We should return to Ringworld and exile ourselves. While we're there, we must try to find a way to prove our innocence.
The puppeteers will guess that's our next move, but we have no other choice.
If the puppeteers do predict our return to Ringworld, we must stay alert. With the price on our heads, they may think we're worth more dead than alive. Personally, I prefer the latter alternative.
This is your workstation. computer's menus are touch activated.
Alien. Any intelligent non-hominid. Antimatter. Matter whose atoms are composed of positively charged electrons and negatively charged protons. Should antimatter and matter encounter each other, the result is complete annihilation, as both are instantaneously converted to energy. ARM, acronym for Amalgamated Regional Militia, the United Nations Special Police Force involved in monitoring alien human affairs and high technology. Attitude jets, small reaction motors for adjusting a spacecraft's orientation. Autodoc. Within their capability, these medical devices automatically diagnose and treat injury and illness. Advanced procedures can be activated by using a standard reader device containing technical specifications for the Autodoc. It must be connected to the Autodoc to enable the advanced features. Bandersnatchy, a huge sentient slug-like creature created long ago by the Nuctipun, originally engineered as food animals, but secretly given intelligence to spy on the slavers. Belt. The asteroid belt of Sol system. Belter. A citizen of the belt. Birthright lotteries. Puppeteer-manipulated experiment in human engineering that set up lotteries for the right to breed. The random drawing guaranteed a Flatlander the right to be a parent, regardless of the state of his or her genes or social conduct. Only the luckiest Flatlanders could breed, selecting successive generations of luckier humans, or so the puppeteers thought. Blind spot. A disturbing perceptual phenomenon experienced during hyperspace flight. Prolonged viewing may cause insanity in humans. Booster spice. A drug neutralizing the aging process in humans. Most users maintain the apparent age they had when they began booster spice treatment. A single dose lasts about 25 years. Booster spice became available around 2425, synthesized from a native ragweed on Jinx. Originally, booster spice was rare and fantastically expensive. Only a handful of humans could afford treatment. Breeders. The second stage in the life cycle of pack and other hominid species. Human beings normally spend their adult lives arrested in this phase of development, since Tree of Life root, the biological agent which triggers third stage growth, is unavailable. Bussard, R.W. Pre-fusion era Earth physicist who originated the theory of the interstellar ramjet. Canyon. A former Zinti world annexed by humanity at the end of the Third Man-Zin War. Its one habitable region is a long, deep canyon gouged by the Wonderland Treaty Maker. Cetacean. General term for dolphins, sperm whales, and orcas, the order of marine animals to which those species belong. Cetacean Rights Act. Passed in 2017, this act granted full human rights to all sentient cetaceans. Comdisk. Compact, hand-carried, disc-shaped communicator often linked to a ship's computer. Com laser. Any laser communication beam or device, standard shipboard equipment. Com scanner, an all-purpose handheld device providing communication and short-range scanning capabilities. A typical com scanner also has a self-diagnosis program that includes a test tone for audio testing purposes. Com scanners automatically interface with intercom systems of ships and vacuum suit helmets unless jammed. Crashlander, a native of the planet We Made It. Deep radar, pulsed neutrino system for viewing the internal structure of material objects, strongly reflected by stasis fields and collapsed matter. Dolphins, sentient cetacean species native to Earth. Dolphins have colonized the oceans of several human worlds. Down, formerly a Zinti world and home world of the Grogs. Droud, a small device that plugs into the skull of a current addict. It meters electrical flow to the pleasure center of the addict's brain. The Farlook, a hypnotic condition experienced by sentient beings who continually stare into the depths of outer space from spaceships. Fertility Board, a subsection of the United Nations which makes and enforces birth control laws. Flashlight laser, a powerful adjustable beam handheld laser. Flatlander, a human from Earth, usually one that has never been in space. Fleet of Worlds, the 5 puppeteer planets journeying toward the Magellanic Clouds to escape the radiation created by the galactic core explosion. Flycycle, a one-seated flying vehicle designed by the General Products Corporation. Fusion, the process by which the nuclei of light elements, usually isotopes of hydrogen, unite to form heavier nuclei, releasing tremendous amounts of energy. Galactic core, the dense star cloud at the center of most galaxies. In the Milky Way galaxy, the cloud is 7,000 light-years across and its nucleus is nearly 30,000 light-years from known space. The Milky Way's core was discovered by the puppeteers to be undergoing a cataclysmic explosion, sending out waves of deadly radiation that will engulf known space in 20,000 years. General Products, a large puppeteer-owned company that once dominated interstellar trade in known space and beyond. This commercial empire collapsed when nearly the entire race of puppeteers left known space. General Products hulls. These unique spacecraft hulls are the ultimate in safety. Guaranteed impervious under normal operating conditions, they are vulnerable only to lasers and antimatter explosions. Most are transparent to visible light. GP hulls come in 4 basic types and are further customized by the user. Gravity polarizer, a sublight space drive widely used by Zinti before the advent of thrusters, still found in older known space spacecraft. Gravity well, a local distortion of space-time due to the presence of any massive object, such as a star or planet. See also singularity. Grogs, an intelligent alien race native to Down in human space. Grogs are telepathic, able to influence the minds and control the bodies of most animals, aliens, and humans. Fortunately, they are friendly. Hero's Tongue, the native language of Zin. To most humans, the speech sounds like a rapidly spit-out string of insults, replete with screams, snarls, growls, and atonal inflections. Quieter expressions range from sharp, barely audible single syllables to low, muted, furry rumblings. Hindmost. A puppeteer ruler, also the puppeteer term for the leader of any group. Home. An Earth-like human colony world. In the 24th century, the inhabitants were mysteriously wiped out by an unknown phenomenon. It has since been repopulated. Hominid. All creatures directly or indirectly evolved from pack breeders. Humans are hominid. Human space. That volume of space occupied by stars with major human colony worlds. A portion of known space about 40 light-years across. Hyperdrive. The propulsion system used extensively by known space species to cross interstellar distances faster than the speed of light. Quantum 1, the most accessible hyperdrive rate, is 3 days to the light-year. Hyperwave. A nearly instantaneous form of communication which works over interstellar distances, but only outside the gravity wells of suns. Impact armor. Flexible, leathery, personal armor which stiffens upon strong impact and distributes the blow equally to all portions of the armor. Commonly worn as clothing in risky environments. It does not protect against beam weapons, radiation, or poisonous gas. Inertialess drive. An extremely sophisticated version of the reactionless drive, which limits the buildup of relativistic mass during acceleration. Used by outsiders and puppeteers. Institute of Knowledge. The major research lab and think tank in known space. Interworld. Originally a rudimentary tongue for human convenience in times of military emergency, the interworld language grew steadily in sophistication, finally becoming the accepted interspecies language throughout known space. Jinx. One of the oldest, most populous human colony worlds. Cadaptist. Heretical Zinti religious cult that believes God made mankind in his image, not Zinti. Kadatlino. Once the slaves of the Zinti, this race of massive, nightmarish aliens is blind to visible light, but has sensitive acoustic sonar. They are well known for their touched sculptures, an exotic art form valued throughout known space. Known space. That volume of interstellar space explored by humanity or by humanity's alien neighbors. Known space is about 80 light-years in diameter. Human space is a portion of known space. Zinti. Large, cat-like alien carnivores who dream of conquering the universe. Their interstellar empire once came close to engulfing known space. Lander. General name for a ground-to-orbit craft designed to land on the surface of a planet. Most landers are not equipped with hyperdrive. Longshot. The first Quantum II hyperdrive starship, piloted by Beowulf Schaefer to the Galactic Core and by Louis Wu to the puppeteer Fleet of Worlds. Maglev. Magnetic levitation. Magellanic Clouds. The major satellite galaxies of the Milky Way. The destination of the puppeteer Fleet of Worlds. Man-Zin Wars. A series of interstellar conflicts, including 4 wars and many major incidents, spanning 300 years from the mid-24th to the mid-27th centuries. with the help of puppeteer intervention, all wars were won by humans. Mass indicator. In hyperspace flight, a device for detecting singularities. Also, mass sensor, mass pointer. Memory bubble. Information storage units used by known space computers. Nereid. Neptune's smaller moon, the site of the outsider base in Sol system. Neutrino. Elusive, almost massless subatomic particle that travels just below light speed, to which normal matter is transparent. Neutronium. Collapsed matter having the density of a neutron star. Normal space. Space-time continuum described by Einsteinian relativity, the physical laws of which all sublight spacecraft must obey. Off-worlder. A person not native to the world he or she currently inhabits. Used pejoratively, especially by flatlanders. Orca. Largest of the sentient species of cetaceans, native to Earth. Organ bank. Repository of human or alien organs and limbs for purposes of transplant. Outsiders. An advanced alien race from beyond known space. Outsiders are fragile beings adapted to life in the cold interstellar void. Outsiders travel from the galactic core to the tips of the spiral arms at sublight speeds, often following star seeds. They trade in information and technology. Pack. A race of warlike, xenophobic hominids native to an Earth-like world in the galactic core. Their life cycle has 3 stages: childhood, breeder, and protector. The protector stage is initiated by eating a virus contained in Tree of Life root. Patriarchy. The Zin government. Also the Zinti families with highest status, equivalent to royalty, whose names bear the Rift suffix. Pheromone. Hormonal biochemicals that stimulate species-specific physiological or behavioral responses. Plasma. Superheated ionized gas such as that found in a solar flare or fusion reactor. Plateau. Major human colony world in the Tau Ceti system. Its habitable surface area is limited to the upper slopes of an immense mountain, Mount Look at That, which forms a maze of plateaus above the planet's hot, dense lower atmosphere. Plateau Eyes. A limited psionic ability found in some natives of Plateau, giving them strange hypnotic powers. Plateau Trance. A hallucinatory tranced state of autohypnosis induced by long looks down into the swirling void mists off the edges of Plateau. A group of religious clairvoyants living on Plateau trace visions of mist demons contacted through Plateau trance. They claim the demons live in the poisonous lower depths of the planet's surface. Protector. The 3rd stage in the life cycle of the pack, triggered by eating Tree of Life root. A virus in the root causes a metamorphosis, turning the hominid into a strong and cunning armored warrior with one motivation: to protect the lives of its bloodline descendants. Psionics. The science of direct mind-machine interface. Also certain mental powers controlled by mechanisms in the brain's right parietal lobe, inaccessible to the conscious minds of most humans. Puppeteers. An advanced alien species of 2-headed, tripedal herbivores that once dominated interstellar trade in known space and beyond. Nearly all puppeteers have embarked on an exodus from known space, fleeing the radiation front of the galactic core explosion. Quantum One Hyperdrive. Commonly used in known space, the Quantum One travels at the first quantum rate of hyperspace travel, 3 UNS days to the light year. Quantum 2 Hyperdrive. A hyperdrive immensely faster than the Quantum 1 hyperdrive, it achieves the second quantum rate of hyperspace travel, 1.25 minutes per light year. The Quantum 2 unit is enormous, barely fitting within a GP number 4 hull. Ram Robot. Unmanned ram scoop exploration craft. Ram Scoop. The conical electromagnetic field of a fusion ram ship which accumulates interstellar hydrogen fuel, also the toroids which generate such a field. Ram Ship. Starships that use magnetic fields to gather interstellar hydrogen, directing the gas into a fusion chamber which powers the ship. Although unable to exceed the speed of light, ram ships often travel close to light speed and experience pronounced relativistic effects. Reaction Drive. Any propulsion system which produces thrust by emitting a photon beam or expelling mass at sublight velocities. Reactionless Drive. Any sublight propulsion system which does not eject a stream of matter or photons to produce thrust, such as a gravity polarizer or a thruster. Relativistic. Of or pertaining to velocities close to the speed of light, also phenomena which occur at such velocities, such as time dilation. Schaefer, Beowulf. Crashlander pilot hired by the puppeteers to test fly the first Quantum 2 hyperdrive ship to the edge of the galactic core in the 27th century. Discovered the core radiation front. Sea Statue. Popular name for the first alien discovered on Earth, a slaver, Thrint, in stasis. Sinclair Molecule Chain. An extremely tough, thin monofilament developed for use in ramship tow cables. Singularity. A discontinuity in hyperspace caused by a gravity well in normal space. Slavers. An ancient race of powerfully telepathic aliens, the Thrinton. Their ability to control other sentient beings allowed them to create a vast interstellar empire. They were wiped out in a galaxy-wide war with rebellious slave races. Slaver stasis boxes. Valued artifacts from the great ancient war between the Thrint and their slave races, stored in containers protected by stasis fields for safekeeping. Some of these boxes have been found by known space races. Their contents have included valuable and exotic technical items, which have revolutionized the civilizations of known space. Slaver Disintegrator. Commonly used as a mining tool, this device also makes a powerful weapon. It suppresses the charge on the electron in normal matter. Sleeping plates. Widely used substitutes for beds, sleeping plates produce a gentle, contoured, zero-G field, usually designed to comfortably accommodate 2 occupants. Slowboat. Early human interstellar craft which carried its own fuel, used before the development of safe ramships. Solar flare. A tremendous outburst of charged particles which erupts with the power of billions of nuclear bombs. Most stars flare unpredictably. Sol. Earth's Sun, a non-variable yellow-white star, spectral type G. Sonic fold. A standing acoustic shock wave, capable of stopping incoming low-frequency vibration and diverting kinetic resistance and shock. A sonic fold can be produced by having 2 diverse sound sources, like a sonic blaster and the test tone of a typical comm scanner pointed at each other. A sonic fold cannot be used within 25 meters of a laser diffusion field, as both will fail. Spectral type. Standard classification system for stars based on temperature, size, composition, and other factors. Stage tree. Nuktapan-engineered plant which grows a solid fuel rocket core, a relic of the Slaver Empire found on some known space worlds. Starseeds. Huge, mindless life forms which migrate from the galactic core to the tips of the spiral arms, often followed by outsider ships. Starseed lures. A device which causes a star to emit signals attracting starseeds, said to have been invented by the puppeteers. Stasis fields. Stasis fields are time-retarding fields. Items emerging from stasis boxes after billions of years appear to have been stored only seconds before. Stasis fields have a perfectly reflective, shiny surface nearly invulnerable to outside damage. Stepping discs. An advanced teleportation system designed and used by puppeteers comprised of flat, open discs. When one steps onto a transmitter disc, one is immediately transported to the next receiver disc. Superconductor. A substance offering nearly zero resistance to the flow of electric current. Electronic devices incorporating superconductors can be extremely compact and efficient. TANG. Slang acronym formed from There Ain't No Justice, an expletive. TASP. A device to render threatening opponents completely helpless. The TASP fires an inductance beam which stimulates the pleasure center of the brain, creating an instant feeling of total and pure joy, ecstasy. Enough exposure to the TASP causes addiction, making the victim an unwitting slave. Puppeteers usually carry a TASP surgically implanted along one of their necks. Thallium oxide. A black, toxic, water-soluble powder which, as a soil additive, is necessary to the growth of a symbiotic virus in tree-of-life plants. Time dilation. A relativistic effect which becomes important at velocities just below the speed of light. Shipboard time slows appreciably with respect to the rest of the universe. Thrint. The slavers' name for their own species. Thruster. A reactionless drive that has replaced the fusion drive in most of known space. Fusion engines are still used on warships. Though a spacecraft may be equipped with a hyperdrive, it must also have another drive with which to enter and exit the gravity wells of stars and planets. Nuktapan. A mysterious, ancient alien race of biological engineers and advanced technologists who led the rebellion against the slavers. Total conversion. Technique utilizing 100% matter-to-energy transformation for generating power. Though not now possessed by any species in known space, the secret may once have been discovered by the Nuktapan. Toroid. Large, donut-shaped electromagnetic loop used to generate Ramscoop fields, also general term for any vaguely donut-shaped structure. Transfer booths. A teleportation system used by humans and some other species of known space. Transfer booths are about the size and shape of enclosed 20th century phone booths. To use a transfer booth, one enters the booth, closes the door, and punches up the coordinates of the desired destination. Teleportation is nearly instantaneous. Tree of Life. The plant whose root triggers the transformation of hominid breeders into protectors. It emits a strong smell which younger hominids find unpleasant, but which hominids over the age of 40 find irresistible. 3D, general term for mass-market holographic imaging devices. Trinoc, a methane-breathing alien species of known space. UNS, United Nations Standard. All UNS time measurements are Earth relative. Variable sword, a hand weapon with a variable blade of fine wire, protected and made rigid by a stasis field. A glowing red ball marks the extended tip of the wire blade. We made it. A human colony world in the Procyon star system, 11.3 light-years from Earth. Wirehead. Current addicts are known as wireheads. Such a person has had a wire surgically implanted on the back of his or her head. This wire connects directly with the pleasure center of the brain. Using a transformer known as a drought, a wirehead plugs himself into a current source and directly stimulates the brain's pleasure center, bringing uncontrolled bliss. Wu Lewis. First human to establish informal contact with the Trinoc. Wonderland. A human world in the Alpha Centauri system, the nearest colony to Earth, 4.3 light-years distant. Wonderland is the longest established human colony world with a light gravity and benign climate and a history of political turmoil. Wonderland Treaty Maker. An awesome weapon. An enormous dual-beam charge suppression device. A gigantic version of the Slaver disintegrator built on Wonderland and transported to Canyon. It was fired only once, at the end of the Third Man-Zin War. Xenology, a general term for the study of aliens, alien cultures, and alien technologies.
The computer's menus are touch activated.
Planet cluster detected.
A Slaver psionic amplification helmet. A hyperconducting attractor unit. A sub-miniature sensor probe. It is currently programmed to detect combination codes. A rotational infarction transducer. Storage shelves. A multi-timbral linear arithmetic synthesis sound module. chances are this apparatus will not be of any help. This optimizer will not be useful. This transducer is doing its job right where it is. If you remove this from its testing harness, you will undermine the test Miranda is currently running. The retractable storage table is secured, preventing your access to its contents. The reader device cannot be used in that manner. It appears that the reader has no effect on the stasis negator gun. The stasis negator. The hyperconducting attractor unit has no effect. This programmable sensory microprobe is not. The retractable storage table is secured, preventing your. A loose access panel. Evidently, more work in progress. Loose isolinear optical fibers dangle from this incompleted status indicator. This door leads to another room. A multi-purpose retention clamp holds a transfer conduit in place. A good concept, but one which will not generate results. You've already taken what you need from here. This door is locked. The retention clamp is not useful there. This programmable sensory microprobe is not needed here. This programmable sensory microprobe is not needed here. The autodock is a miracle of modern science. A storage cabinet.
A connecting junction for optical cable. Looks like an ideal place to put a small device. A disk slot for transferring medical files to the Autodoc library.
The retention clamp is not useful there. The retention clamp is not useful there. The retention clamp is not useful there.
This programmable sensory microprobe is not needed here.
The hyperconducting attractor unit has no effect. There really is no reason to do that.
Only disks with medical files should be inserted here.
The Nuktipan stepping disk doesn't work this way.
The Autodoc places extracted items here. It has a friendly feel.